Hi guys, it's James here. Let's start with a big thank you to every single one of you. Whether you've viewed the channel once or many times, whether you've liked or disliked, whether you've commented, shared, but most of all, thank you so much to everyone that's got us up to the 10,000 subscriber mark. It's something I'd never thought would happen. I'm so happy that there are so many other people out there that just love the in-depth lore of the Warcraft universe, and that I've been able to share something I'm really passionate about with all of you. So thank you so much for that. So with the 10,000 mark, we've hit another landmark. Now, it was my plan that with each 5,000 subscribers that we'd do a hero from Hearthstone, but we've been covering quite a few heroes of late, what with Val'kyr and then the 3 new heroes that have been introduced. So I'm going back to cards for the foreseeable future. Something that I've always really wanted to do but haven't really done because I kind of have a bit of a fear of rejection, is to approach personalities within the Hearthstone community and ask them, what's your favourite card? And then do a lore of the cards on that card. And then at the end of the episode, have that personality describe why they love that card, whether it be mechanically, whether it be the lore behind that card, whether it just be the art of the card or anything like that. Because then, as well as getting some, what I hope you find is cool in-depth lore, we also learn something about those personalities that a lot of us have just really fallen in love with. It's a bit strong, but you know what I mean. It's something that Trump, one of my favourite streamers and pro players, was really kind enough to do for me when I was starting out. I thought it'd be an awesome thing to do with more people, and if you guys want to see that, it may give me enough balls to actually get to it and build up the courage to email people. I basically emailed Trump, he said yes, and I was like, yes, brilliant, awesome, Trump. And then I emailed someone else and they didn't reply, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to do this anymore because I don't like being rejected. But anyway, on to the next bit. For those of you that haven't seen, you'll notice that the channel's been branching out a little bit. Now with a new show, Lore of the Storm, where I'll be covering mainly Diablo and StarCraft heroes, trying to turn the channel into a bit of an all Blizzard lore channel, so that if you have any queries or questions from any of the franchises, you can just come to Six Gamers. Yeah, lore, awesome. I understand, of course, that most people are here for lore of the cards, so that will always be taking centre stage on the channel. So, with what people are predicting as the Argent Tournament expansion coming on the 22nd, I thought I may as well spitball, it's the first time I've ever used that phrase, some ideas for characters that we may see coming into this particular expansion. Now, what I'd say is a massive outside chance, as in less than the percentage likely to happen, would be the introduction of the Death Knight class. Why do I think it may come with this expansion? Well, the Argent Tournament in World of Warcraft was set in Northrend, where the Lich King resided and where he ruled the Undead Scourge from. Now, the Undead Scourge is a force that almost brought the entire world of Azeroth to its knees. Quite a potent force. The first of the Lich King's Death Knights would eventually become the Lich King himself. That was Arthas Menethil. And I'm sure about 99% of the rest of you would think that Arthas would be the Death Knight filling the hero slot within Hearthstone. Arthas was a paladin, and he was the Prince of Lordaeron, and he fought the Scourge so hard, willing his vengeance into being, really, that he was actually tricked by the Lich King into becoming the first of his Death Knights, his soul being claimed by the Runeblade Frostmourne. Arthas as the Lich King is an absolute badass. He's just all-powerful, doesn't mess around, except the Lich King novel wasn't so good, in my eyes. He kind of seemed a bit whiny. Literally, he shares a relationship, a page or two relationship, going, oh, I really like this horse, and then he gets the horse and he kills it accidentally. Ironically, he called the horse Invincible, and it's literally the second time the horse appears, it's dead, and then he's constantly dwelling on it and boo-hooing over it, which I found a little bit draining. It also, this particular novel, absolutely destroyed one of what I thought was one of the most interesting friendships in the whole Warcraft universe, which was the friendship between Arthas and kel'thuzad, and just basically said, yeah, no, they're not friends. Arthas didn't like him. But either way, Arthas is badass, and it would be awesome to have him in Hearthstone. If the Argent Tournament is the expansion, then it would be the perfect opportunity to introduce one of my favourite characters in the Warcraft franchise into Hearthstone, and that would be Anub'arak as a legendary. He was the Spider King of Azjul Nerub, King of the Nerubians, and he ended up serving the Lich King in Undeath after fighting a fierce war between the Nerubians and the sort of fledgling undead Scourge. The intriguing thing about Anub'arak's character is that he openly expresses his hate for serving the Lich King, but he is still compelled to serve and do all the horrible things that he's made to do. It was rumoured when Wrath of the Lich King was coming out that Anub'arak was going to be a friendly NPC for people to interact with, and I was so hyped for that. Sadly, he ended up getting one of what I feel is one of the worst send-offs in the whole of the Warcraft universe. He got a not very good dungeon encounter, and then Blizzard tried to make up for it by giving him being the final raid boss of the Argent Tournament raid in Warcraft. But then when I raid, I like to go through ruins. I like to explore catacombs, not just sit around in an arena and fight boss battle after boss battle after boss battle. I like to explore, either way. But they did make up for it hugely by introducing Anub'arak as one of the first heroes in Heroes of the Storm, and he is an absolute blast to play. Love playing Anub'arak. You could, of course, make up for it further, Blizz, by making his legendary in Hearthstone pretty kick-ass, right? Okay. I believe we may also see a few cards involving the Tuskar race, anthropomorphic walrus that tend to only reside in the harsh lands of Northrend, as venturing out from the continent has been known to cause the Tuskar to die, saying that it's not impossible for them to live outside Northrend. We've been seeing them a bit in Hearthstone art of late, so that puts up the possibility a little bit as well. They are master fishermen, able to capture giant squid, whales and other titanic creatures of the depths. While peaceful, the Tuskar often find themselves under attack from another race that may also appear in the new card set, the Kavaldir, a seafaring type of Val'kyr. The Val'kyr are half-giants that roam Northrend, a majority of which allied themselves to the Lich King when he rose to power. Led by the mighty King Ymiron, another possible legendary, it is thought humans evolved from these powerful hulking brutes. Not only did the Val'kyr serve the Lich King in life, they did also in death. The most powerful of his servants were basically the Val'kyr, ghostly Val'kyr women that could raise the dead. With the Lich King's defeat, the Val'kyr would go on to serve Sylvanas Windrunner and even end up saving her life. Well, her own death. Two of these maidens were also a raid encounter in the Argent Tournament raid, so if that is the expansion, quite likely to see them, I think. I also believe we'll see some of the northern themed creatures in this expansion as well, like Magnetor, Jorgamungers and Proto-Drakes, to name a few of them. Proto-Drakes especially, since due to the Black Rock just passing us by. Either way, thanks so much for 10,000 subs. Let me know what you'd like to see me do to celebrate that, and I hope you enjoyed this tiny slice of lore to hopefully get you pumped up for the expansion. Till next time guys, happy Hearthstoning, and thanks again.